I blame myself. I'm Nate, and me and my friend Jeremy Snapchat each other every day. Well, we used to Snapchat daily. Jeremy... I'll get to Jeremy in a sec. Let me just preface the story by saying I'm fully aware that Snapchat's icon is of a ghost, and represents the fact that an image or a video that you send disappears as if never there. Well, this story is about something that will remain in my mind for years to come. Anyone freaked out by the paranormal? Click away now. Anyone interested? Sit tight and enjoy my living nightmare. It was the dead of summer, and we were experiencing a heat wave that we never usually get in this part of the country. I was at a beach, and Jeremy, a local park. I was sending him sneaky Snapchats of hot girls walking by. He was sending me back funny selfies with ratings of the girls. It was a funny way to pass the time while just lounging around, enjoying good music, and some amazing sun. The hours faded away, and so did the people. I ended up watching the sunset before jumping in my car and heading back home. It was about 10 o'clock when I finally got home, and I stuck my phone on charge as soon as I entered the house. I fired up my PC to play a few games of Hearthstone before going to bed. Right as I'm about to play my first match, I received a Snapchat from Jeremy. I double tapped the phone to open the snap. It's a still of a box on a table in Jeremy's loft, or attic depending on where you're from. The text across the screen read, "Found some old records. Nice." I scanned the image for the duration of the 10 seconds, and as the timer ticked from 1 to 0, something looked odd. I noticed something in the reflection of his window. The box of records were on a bench next to the window in his loft, which was completely black from the night sky. I tapped and held on the snap to replay it, and what I saw was confirmed. Jeremy was on the right hand side of the window, with the phone covering his face as he obviously peered into the phone's viewfinder. But on the left hand side of the window, there was a reflection of a face coming from around the back of one of the load-bearing beams. The face looked like that of a girl, a woman, about 20 years old. Holy crap, Jeremy got some yesterday and didn't even tell me. That's what I thought anyway. I immediately sent him a funny selfie asking him why he hadn't told me that he got with a girl. His response was not a picture. Instead it was just a message through Snapchat that read as, "What girl?" That was all I needed to see to close Hearthstone and focus solely on my phone. This was the message conversation that followed. "There was a girl in the reflection of the window in your loft." "Dude, you drunk? There's no one here." "I know what I saw. Could have just been an optical illusion though." "You should have took a screen grab. It probably was just a weird flub on the picture." "I know, I didn't even think to do that." "Look, I'll prove it to you." Jeremy then began sending me videos of all the rooms in his place. Everything was just as I remembered it, even the loft. Suddenly I got the notification that Jeremy was trying to have a live chat with me via Snapchat. I tapped and held on the blue button and swiped my image down at the bottom to lock it to the front-facing camera. Jeremy was in a bit of a daze. His breathing was all over the place. "Dude, are you alright? What's wrong?" "Mate, something fucked up just happened." "Calm down, what's wrong? Just breathe, man." Okay, well, I was playing along with your creepy game and I was going in every room, asking if there was anyone there. And I got into the loft, and after I sent you the last video, literally as I sent it, there was a weird noise down on the floor below me. Like doors slamming a few times. I was like, what the hell was that? And as I went to run down the ladder at the second floor, this happened. He spanned the camera around, and on my screen was a broken window. What the... Jeremy cut me off before I could even finish my sentence, and then, adding even extra chill to the situation, said, "Aye, but look." He waved the camera around the room and the immediate area around the window. "There's no glass. This shit broke from the inside." That sent shivers down my everywhere. He told me he was going to go grab some spare plywood from his shed to cover the window over until he could afford to replace it, and then head to bed. He then said something odd. "Listen, man, if I ring you at a weird time, will you come over? I don't know what to expect tonight." I told him he was being silly, but that if he needed me, I would. I went back to Hearthstone. played about 4 matches before finally deciding to head to bed. I made sure I had locked up the house before climbing the stairs to bed. I grabbed my phone and charger to take them upstairs when I noticed that I had several Snapchats from Jeremy. 3 photos, 2 videos. This was what unfolded in front of my eyes. Photo 1. An image of the plywood covered window with the message, "This'll do," over it. Photo 2 was a picture of himself in the bathroom mirror, pretending to be one of those obnoxious muscle-bound dudes on Instagram. In the corner of the photo, on the slightly ajar door, was the faint outline of a hand. Video 1. A video of him calling me out for being a PC gaming snob. Just behind him as he was walking and talking through one of the corridors of his house, a ghostly figure of what looked like a woman slinked on by from one room to another. Photo 3. A picture of his closed door with the light from the other side bleeding through, along with the message, "The light just turned itself on. WTF." Video 2 and final Snapchat. The video was on his face. He was not looking at the screen or the camera. He seemed to be darting around looking for some sort of inspiration. At about the 8-second remaining mark, Jeremy said the following: "The fuck was that?" As he finished saying that, I heard something that made my eyes widen and my jaw drop. A demonic sounding wail coming from behind the door. 3, 2, 1. The video ended. Not another 5 seconds went by when my phone began to ring. Jeremy. I swiped to answer, threw the phone up to my ear, and all I heard was a muffled choking noise. I flew back down the stairs, grabbed my keys, and flew out the door into my car, my tyres screeching as I floored it. I don't even think I locked my front door, nor was I even wearing shoes. The slippers I was wearing would have to do. Jeremy only lived in the next estate over, but there was plenty of little twists and turns along the way to lengthen the journey. I got to his house in what seemed to be the longest drive ever, and found his house in complete and total darkness. I dialed 999 and asked for the police to come immediately. They told me that a car was in the area and it wouldn't take any longer than a few minutes to get there. I wanted nothing more than to run in there and find my friend, but something about the house just seemed off. I wasn't going to chance going in there alone. The police car pulled up about 2 minutes after my call. They got out of the car and asked me a couple of questions. "Are you the lad that called? And what do you think is wrong?" There was 2 seconds of silence before I answered the second question, before every single window in the house exploded. Glass scattered everywhere, and we began to hear the screams of 2 people coming from the house. I didn't care about my own safety anymore. I ran into the house like a bat out of hell, with the 2 officers following close behind. I burst through the door and flipped the light switch. There was either no power or no light bulbs. Whichever it was now pitch black darkness in there. The 2 officers got out their torches, while I enabled the LED on my phone. I didn't wait to be told to do something. I ran upstairs and into Jeremy's room. What I saw tears me up inside. A bloody drag mark leading from his bed to the middle of the landing. Right where the blood stopped was Jeremy's phone. I looked up to see the blood had stopped below the little door to the loft. I snapped my fingers at the 2 officers. I didn't want to make too much noise. When we were gathered underneath the loft door, I carefully opened it. Officer number 1 pulled down the stepladder. Officer number 2 bounded up them, with officer number 1 scrambling after him. I waited until I heard something, but nothing came. The silence worried me. I slowly crept up the ladder and peered my eyes into the loft. I saw the 2 officers standing without making any movements. I looked just past them to where their lights were illuminating, and I saw what made them freeze. Jeremy. He was sitting upright against the back wall, alive, bleeding from the face, staring at nothing. He slowly shifted his gaze to me and said, "Old Lady Esther doesn't like the pictures of the girls we send each other." In an instant, Jeremy was thrown across the room towards the right-hand wall, smashing his head against the bricks. Before we could do anything to help him, he was thrown again, this time straight out of the window. We later found him on the concrete below, with pieces of his skull and brain smeared along the floor. Old Lady Esther was about to go to trial for a murder that she had been accused of 30 years ago. But that was 7 years ago, when she died. Old Lady Esther never took too kindly to men judging women on their looks, which was why she was arrested for murder. Who did she murder? Her boss. And where did she live during all of these events? The house that now Jeremy lives in. Lived in. Jeremy lived in the wrong fucking house. If I had never sent him them Snapchats, he'd still be alive. Although I don't know what's scarier. Living without the knowledge that Jeremy constantly had a ghost hovering over his shoulder every day at home, or the fact that myself and 2 other people witnessed a paranormal murder. Either way, I myself am now haunted for the rest of my life.